Well, good morning, Knicks Nation. I hope you are well today. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not sick. And I hope you're warm, especially coming from Minnesota. This morning, my wife and I are getting ready to leave Minnesota and get back to the D.C. area. Looking forward to that. I wanted to just touch base on last night's Knicks win against Cleveland. That was a game where very interesting. First, we know Julius Randle got a triple double, and he definitely showed out, and he is definitely playing at an all-star level right now. What else can you say? He is still, and the thing is that's exciting to me about Julius Randle and about the entire Knicks squad is that they're still developing. You're not seeing a finished product right now. You're seeing a developmental process in front of you. And this includes Julius Randle, even though obviously he is a seasoned pro at this point. But in terms of his development into an all-star level player, you're seeing that maturation happen right in front of us right now. And of course, we have to give props to Tom Thibodeau, Johnny Bryant, Kenny Payne, Mike Woodson, the whole staff. And of course, Julius himself, who put the work in and has been willing to listen and to seek to improve himself in the ways these coaches are bringing him in. So I believe as the season goes on, I've been saying the whole team's going to get better, but you're going to see Julius Randle also get better. He's going to get better at reading the defense. He's going to get better at reading on defense and reacting. He's going to get better at passing. He's going to get better at all the facets of his game. You're going to see that continue. He is definitely, not only to me, on pace to be an all-star, but also on pace to be the most improved player in the NBA this year because of what he's doing. It's just amazing. So last night was critical for a couple of ways. If you look at the stat sheet, the Knicks should not have won the game. They shouldn't. The two things that we had the advantage, we out-rebounded them, the Cavaliers, and we shot very much better from three-point range than they did. And I think that was the difference in the game. But overall, the other number, we turned the ball over way too much. We didn't have enough fast break points. There was just way too much. Julius had 9 turnovers. Elfrid Payton had at least 5 turnovers. There was a lot of turnovers. But the Knicks got a lot of three-point shots. It was one of those games where we would get smacked like that by other teams with 3-point shots, and we wouldn't hit any. But this was a game where we smacked them with 3-point shots, and they didn't hit any. And it was a lot attributable to our defense, even though Cleveland missed a lot of open ones. A lot of them were contested, and so the Knicks defense is really developing, and it's developing well. It was a team effort, but Julius really was the catalyst, obviously. It was an ugly win. And what I like so far, so the Knicks opened up against Indiana on the road. That was going to be a tough one, regardless, right? So they lost that one. Then they came to Philly at home, and they lost that one. But Saturday night, we knew that several players, including Elfrid Payton, including Frank Ntilikina, and I think Theo Pinson, came back to the Garden and continued shooting into the night to be ready for the next game. A back-to-back, which is going to be at home. And of course, we see what happened. They came and they blew out the Bucks. Now they get an ugly win on the road. And that's what it was to me. It was an ugly win. It wasn't a pretty win, but it was a win, and we'd take it. And Julius Randle carried us in that win. So now what I don't want to see, what I'm concerned about, and of course, we always have some concerns. My concern is not as individual players. I just think everybody's going to continue to develop. But coming up against Toronto on Thursday, in Toronto, the beginning of this game against Cleveland, the Knicks were really, playing well. I have to say they did not play 48 minutes of good basketball against Cleveland. And I think they got a little complacent during the course of the game. So, I would like to see them not do that against Toronto. Toronto's they're a good team, obviously. Even without Kawhi Leonard on their team, they're still a playoff team. And so we have to be on our P's and Q's and be ready against Toronto. So I want to see how they respond. The thing I liked about the Cleveland game also is they hung the first L on the Cavaliers, who had been undefeated up until that point. And so the Knicks hung the L on them for the first time. Now, it's going to be the opposite against Toronto. Toronto, at least as of last night, was 0-3. And so they're going to be looking for their first win. They're a good team. They're going to be hungry. And so this is not going to be any joke. We have to be prepared for this game. And I know Thibodeau is obviously going to preach that to the guys. What I like about this team is the young guys have bought into Thibodeau. So they, if he harps on them about not being complacent, they won't be. And then the older guys are experienced to know not to be complacent. And so this should be quite a challenge for us. And now the Knicks are 500. If they win this game on Thursday night, they'll be 3-2. That'll be an excellent start to the season for our team, especially with the schedule that everybody knows we had. That was tough for us. So they'll be 3-2. That would be great. So let's see what we could do on Thursday against Toronto. I actually think the Knicks match up well against Toronto. Because the Toronto personnel, in terms of style-wise, now Toronto has more talent, but in terms of style-wise, they're a lot like Cleveland. They got two small guards in the backcourt, two small guards that, just like Cleveland. But those two guards for Toronto play much better defense than the Cleveland guards. But they're two smaller guards. They had bruisers last year, but they don't have those guys this year. They have athletic, long guys on their wings and under the basket this year. So I think the Knicks match up well with them, with Mitchell Robinson, with Nerlens Noel, with Julius Randle. I think we match up pretty well with them. And of course, RJ is from Canada. He's going to be, he's going to be ready to play. So let's get it. I'm not sure if IQ will be back. I don't know if Dennis Smith Jr. will be back. I know Obi Toppin's not going to be back. I know that Burks was ruled out this past game with an ankle sprain. I don't know if he'll be back. So we don't know if we're going to have our contingent. According to the pattern that we've seen, probably not. Probably not, because Thibodeau doesn't like anybody to play unless they're 100%, and they can show that they're 100%. So they probably won't play, and we'll have the same crew coming out against Toronto we just had, which is fine. I don't think personnel-wise, it hurt us as bad as I thought it was going to be missing all of those guys. We really did play very well over the stretch, and I'm expecting them to play well against Toronto. Now, this is another thing that we're looking for, a departure from the past. Now, in the past, when the Knicks had a game like that, or had a run like they're having right now, they would come up with a stinker. I mean, something where they just don't show up. You get high hopes they're going on places when you think, oh, maybe they go in this game, and they just don't show up and they get blown out. I'm saying I don't believe that's going to happen this year. This is why I'm so excited about Thibodeau, because a defensively focused team is going to be in every game. And so, and that's been the Knicks, even the two losses. For the first half of the games, they were in the game. Sometimes into the third quarter, they were in the game. And then all of a sudden they would die out. But then, of course, they came in on Sunday and kicked butt. Last night, I'll give them 3 good quarters, probably 3 good quarters that they had. We need to put together 48 minutes against Toronto. If they can come out and do that, that's another sign that this is a different Knicks regime, a different situation from what we've had over the last 20 years. And we will have something going on. So please stay safe out here. Stay warm. Double blessing to all the health workers out here that are still working through the holiday season, through thick, through thin, through bad weather, through good weather, to save lives in the situation that we're in. Double blessings upon them. And may the Most High take care of you. Shalom.